It is that time of the show where we check in now on weather with Market Journal Chief Meteorologist Eric Hunt. Eric, harvest continues, but it is wrapping up for some producers across the state. How are things looking in the week ahead for those still moving toward the finish line?
Thanks, Bruce. I see some delays in the crystal ball. In terms of the drought monitor, we did see some additional expansion of severe drought across portions of central Nebraska. And we did see more extreme drought introduced to more of the northern part of the Panhandle, Cherry County, and parts of northeastern Nebraska. This map shows you where in counties in red have at least some portion of them in extreme drought. The counties in orange down along the Kansas border have at least some portion of them in severe drought that's been there for 8 consecutive weeks. And the counties in brown do have at least some portion of them in severe drought, but not yet for 8 consecutive weeks. In terms of precipitation, we did get some more precipitation we were expecting across portions of west central Nebraska, so that was good news. Unfortunately, the prognosis for better rainfall in the parts of the Panhandle did not come to fruition. They got a little bit, but not nearly as much as we were hoping for or needing. But we did do fairly well here across portions of southeastern Nebraska, where some places had upwards of 2.5 inches. And we did get some beneficial precipitation for the first time in weeks up here across portions of northeastern Nebraska. Soil moisture continues to be very, very low across the region. We are starting to see some improvements. That's a good sign. Unfortunately, though, for portions of north central Nebraska, we just can't buy a drop of rain. There are portions of Cherry County that still have not had any, basically went the month of October without any precipitation. A lot of that area in general is very, very dry. But as a whole, October was much better than September statewide for precipitation. In terms of rain, we've got several chances of rain coming up for most of the state. Panhandle, a little sorry, probably not very good news for you. But anywhere east of North Platte, we have a pretty good chance of picking up very beneficial moisture this next week, because we have several chances of rain starting Saturday night into Sunday. Probably again Sunday night into Monday, and then again Monday night into Tuesday. Most places stand to probably get at least a ½ inch or more, and I think parts of eastern Nebraska will get well over an inch from this. On Sunday, though, we're going to have to watch out, though, for some severe thunderstorms, particularly across portions of central, maybe even eastern Nebraska. Biggest threat will be large hail, but I can't rule out tornadoes. Again, this threat would be biggest probably between about 3 o'clock on Sunday afternoon and Sunday night. In terms of precipitation, like I mentioned, we are looking at pretty good chances of picking up at least a ½ inch or more for a lot of the state. And I think portions of eastern Nebraska stand a very good chance of picking up an inch. The European ensemble shows that there's even reasonable chance for portions of eastern Nebraska to pick up 2 inches or more. And if we go to our south and east, there's going to be chances for them to pick up 4 to 6 inches of rain in the next several days from this system. 8 to 14 day outlook does show better chances of increased precipitation totals across a lot of the central and southern plains. Biggest uncertainty right now is what's going to happen with an upper level low that may be down here again later in the week. If that ends up being relatively potent, then we may have a lot more precipitation than what is being currently projected across a lot of the central and southern plains, and even probably getting the upper Midwest. In terms of temperatures, we are looking at probably being relatively mild for most of the week. I do think we'll be relatively chilly across portions of the Panhandle and west central Nebraska on Monday, with highs mostly in the 40s. Otherwise, I think we're looking at highs predominantly between 55 and 60, lows probably in the 20s in the Panhandle, low 30s to mid 30s elsewhere. Relatively warm on Sunday across eastern Nebraska, though. 8 to 14 day outlook shows it probably being fairly warm across most of this region through the middle of November. Swell temperatures right now are mostly in the 50s and low 60s across the state, with a few cooler readings out west. And we did have our latest ever 70-degree minimum temperature in the state of Nebraska in Falls City on Tuesday. Thanks, and back to you, Bryce.